How you doing, guys? Thanks for joining me for another Pokemon VGC video where I climb the online rankings and attempt to become a better battler as I go along. Today we're going to be doing another, just one more battle, and I kind of switched my team up from last week. That one battle that I had last week that I actually posted on YouTube, it wasn't that very good. It came down to our last Pokemon, but yet I still made a few bad reads, and I didn't have the ideal team because I didn't have Protect on my Talonflame, which I should have. But I actually just switched my entire team around. I have Mega Altaria, I have Amoonguss, I have Heatran, I have Suicune, I have Choice Scarfed, Max Attack, Max Speed, Adamant, Lando, and I have a Aegislash. I have Aegislash on my team just so I can basically wall Kangaskhan as best as I can, try to fight around his Sucker Punch because I didn't really have many. I was pretty weak. I was pretty weak to Kangaskhan, and I was like, I'm going to throw Aegislash on there. Aegislash is also resistant to Ice, which is my team. My team was pretty weak too. Also, even though I had the Talonflame, even though he's still Fire Flying, so it did a good chunk to him, and he was just weak to Rock. And I think I could have won that last match last week if I had a Scarfed Lando. Didn't have a Scarfed Lando, so that was kind of unfortunate. But we're just going to jump onto the ladder today. And I was playing actually earlier, and I was having some unfortunate luck. I won one and I lost one, and that one that I lost actually came down to both of our last Pokemon. The guy had Mega Swampert, I had my Heatran. I kind of try to conserve my Amoonguss for the Swampert, but he's playing very, very good around it. He also had Porygon 2. He had a Trick Room team, but that's beside the point. I lost that. RNG wasn't in my favor. We have a I forget what his rank was. It was 1500s, but his name's Steven from America. He has a team of Polyludi, Heracross, Bisharp, not Thundurus, Tornadus, and Landotran. So I'm gonna actually write his team down. Polyludi, he has Heracross. I'm going to try to write the teams down just so I can get used to writing the teams down, and basically just keeping track of each one of the turns, just like any competitive player would. Thundurus, not Thundurus, Lando. He is Lando. Okay, so this is basically the third team today I've seen had a Lando on it, and my team has a Lando on it. So obviously he is playing the Rain team with the Polyludi, with the Swiftwind on the Ludi, and he has probably obviously the only reason why you would bring Tornadus if you have Hurricane on Tornadus. So the Rain is going to actually get rid of Heracross's fire weakness. It's not going to get rid of the weakness, but it's also just going to reduce the damage. Also, it's going to reduce it to fire damage to the Bisharp. So I don't think Heatran is going to be a good matchup in this battle today because it's just basically weak to most of his Pokemon, being the Landorus, Polyludi. Suicune is actually a good matchup in this, just so we can benefit from the rain, get a Water Boost it Scald off, and it can ball his Lando. My Lando also would come in handy here. It would come in handy here. It could intimidate half of his Pokemon. So I think he's going to lead with the Polyludi. If he leads with the Polyludi, I could just throw Amoonguss in there, and I could throw Altaria in there, try to get the Tailwind up, and then I think I'm going to bring Suicune in the back, and then just got it. I'm gonna bring my Aegislash, just because I could try to play around his Witter team, and now I think about it, I should have brought my Landorus for his Bisharp, because my Landorus can actually take a Sucker Punch from his Bisharp and then get a Earthquake off. But he's actually gonna lead with his Tornadus, and he's gonna lead with his Ludi. So I don't see why, because he's not going to have Swift Swim on his Ludi, and he's not going to have the 100% accuracy Hurricane with his Thundurus unless he switches one of them out. Not too sure. But he could just go for the Hurricane and try to risk the accuracy on my Amoonguss. He could also possibly Ice Beam my Amoonguss, and my Amoonguss is actually physical. I have a physical Amoonguss because I have a Rocky Helmet on it, so I could take the physical damage and then get the Rocky Helmet damage off from the opposing Pokemon. But this is actually a tough one right here because I can't spore the Ludi. So I don't know what I want to do here with my Amoongus. He could potentially go for the Ice Beam onto the Altaria. It definitely would not knock out the Altaria. But I think I'm going to actually go for the Spore on a Thunderous, the Tornadus, and just go for the Tailwind. So I can get an extra speed boost with all of my Pokemon and actually benefit from that. And I'm not running a 0-speed Amoongus just for the fact that this isn't a Trick Room team. He's going to go for the Fake Out onto the Altaria. Okay, so... And he's going to go for his own Tailwind. So I myself should have seen that coming. I don't really know what Tornadus' movesets are, but I am actually going to get a Spore off on his Tornadus, which he's potentially just going to switch out anyway. So obviously the Fake Out not doing too much damage onto my Altaria. So what can I potentially do here? What do I think he's going to do? He could switch out his Tornadus into his Politoed to even get more speed with the Swift Swim, Ludicolo, and Tailwind, because I'll never outspeed that Ludicolo, so can't really do any damage to either one of my Pokemon other than the fact that he has Ice Beam, which isn't Stab. So what do I think he's going to do here? I honestly think he's going to switch out to Tornadus, and he's going to go into the Politoed. So I'm actually going to Giga Drain that slot right there, ever in case he does go into the Politoed. He also could potentially, who could it potentially go into? Could potentially go into Heracross, Lando, Bisharp. I think I'm going to stick to my original plan. Just Giga Drain that in case he does go with the Poly play. And Tailwind right here not going to really be effective because he has his own Tailwind up. So I'm just going to go for the Hyper Voice. See if he switches into any Pokemon, they're going to take damage, and Ludi's going to take this damage. It's probably not going to do that much to Ludi anyway because he's probably Assault Vested. It's not, yeah. It's not going to do much damage to my Altaria. My Altaria is very, very bulky, max HP. So I'm going to... I got a crit on both of them. So I'm going to knock out the Tornadus with my Amoongus. So he is down one Pokemon. He's going to get a free switch into a potential Pokemon, which may be Poly, which can cause a lot of problems for my team because he's just going to be extremely fast, especially if the Politoed is Scarfed. I don't know why the Politoed was going to be Scarfed on his team, though, since he does have the Tailwind with the Tornadus. So, but if he does have the Scarf on, he's going to throw out his Heracross. So his Heracross maybe is Mega, and that Mega gets Skill Link. So he could go. What could he go for? What does he get? Rock Blast. He gets probably Pin Missile. What could he go for? Okay. Alright, so what could I go for here? Let's see. I'm actually going to go for a Protect so I can just basically waste another turn of Tailwind, scale it out to see what he wants to do, see what his Heracross wants to do, and target, and I'll play from there, and then hopefully I could potentially get my own Tailwind up by Rage, Powdering, and then Tailwinding. So he's just going to Protect with his Heracross just to see what I'm going to do. I'm going to Protect with both of my Pokemon. So his Heracross went first, obviously because they have the Tailwind up, so he is faster. He does lose a lot of speed with the Heracross, though. He's just going to go for the safe Ice Beam onto the Altaria, which is not going to KO unless it gets a crit anyway. So he could go for the Ice Beam into the Amoongus, and he could just double down on the Amoongus. Do I even need the Amoongus anymore? I could potentially use the Amoongus for his Politoed if he has it in the back. It's not going to do much against the Bisharp. It's not going to do much against the Lando. But it could also wall the Lando. Okay. His Tailwind should peter out. I should have just been... Count your Tailwinds, people. Count your turns of Tailwinds, count your turns of Trick Rooms. That could actually mess you up in a battle. So, I think it's going to peter out the next turn. So, he's just going to target down. I'm going to potentially sack my Amoongus right here. It's going to take probably an Ice Beam, maybe a Pin Missile from the Heracross. And I'm just going to get my own Tailwinds up so I can outspeed both of his Pokemon. He's gonna take out his Heracross. Okay, so what is he gonna go to? He's gonna go into the Politoed. Okay, so I'm gonna take an Ice Beam right here. It should not KO. But this is very, very bad because he is getting the Rain boost. He knew his Tailwind was gonna peter out, so he's getting the Rain. He's getting the Rain speed with his Ludicolo. Did Rage Powder just not work? Did anyone just see that? Did Rage Powder literally just not work? What did I go for? I think I went for the Rage Powder. It's showing me that I went for the Rage Powder. I Rage Powdered, but he was still able to target down my Altaria. That doesn't make any sense. Is there an item for that? I don't know. I can only assume that he has Assault Vested. What? That doesn't make any sense. What? That's just weird. That is just really weird. So, he could predict that I'm gonna protect him Altaria. He could do that, but he also could just go for the Ice Beam with both his Pokemon. I'm just gonna go for the safe protect right here, just so he doesn't KO my Altaria. Okay, so he's not gonna go for the protect with either one of his Pokemon. He's just gonna probably target down. He's gonna go for the Ice Beam onto my Altaria. Okay, so and he's gonna go for the Surf. So, I mean, it's not gonna do much damage to the Ludi. It's still gonna do a little bit, but it's not gonna do anything to my Amoonguss. And he gets a crit on his own Pokemon, so I'm going to get a Giga Drain off, get most of my health back, and that is not a specially defensive Politoed, because that did a lot of damage. Damn. Okay, I don't know why he went with the Surf. Anyway, I still don't know whether or not it's Scarf Politoed, because obviously the Ludicolo went before the Politoed, and I protect it, and Amoonguss is just slow. So... okay, so what is he going to do right here? So he's probably just going to target down my Altaria. I don't think I need my Altaria anymore, but if he's going to target down my Altaria with the Ice Beam, I could potentially benefit from that, just switching my Suicune. It's not going to do much to my Suicune, and also have a Citrus Berry to cover any damage. And if he's just going to Surf again, it's not going to do anything to my Suicune. My Suicune is defensive and specially defensive with max HP, so I got to watch my time right here. I got to stop talking so much. So I don't want to switch out my Amoonguss. What I want to go for is... he could potentially switch in. So I'm going to Spore the Politoed, because he's probably going to switch into his Heracross, and I'm going to switch into my Suicune. I think that's what's going to happen, because he's probably going to conserve his... if he's going to switch out with his Politoed, I'm faster than his Politoed. Obviously, I have the Tailwind up, so I got to keep track of that. So is he going to switch out his Politoed? Wow, he's not going to switch out his Politoed. That's kind of weird. It's kind of a bad... judgment on his part, and he's just going to go for the Surf, so he could potentially be Scarfed. He could be Scarfed Poly. Wow, that did a lot of damage on my Amoonguss. Could be Scarfed or Specs. Did a lot of damage to my Amoonguss and my Suicune, so he's just going to go to sleep. May also switch out this turn. I should have went for the Giga Drain. My Tailwind is still up. My Tailwind is still up. He's going to go for the Giga Drain onto my Suicune with his Ludi. That's what he's going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Rage Powder. And I'm going to go... what could I do? I'm actually going to... no. I don't really need to go for the Snarl. Is this going to knock out Ludi? I don't think an Ice Beam, non-stab Ice Beam will knock out the Ludi, especially if it's Assault Vested. I am invested with some HP, I think 100 EVs in HP, but I still don't think it's going to knock out the Ludi. Okay. Just going to go for the Snarl. I'm just going to go for the Snarl, and so I'm going to go for the Rage Powder right here, go for the Snarl, so I could just basically reduce his special attack of his Ludi. He's going to go for the Giga Drain. Why is Rage Powder not working? It's not making any sense to me why Rage Powder is not working. I have to look that up after this. That's weird that it's not working. I should have learned that the first time I did that. I go for a Scold. What's going on here? I went for the Snarl. I get the burn, okay, but I mean, I clearly went for the Snarl. I don't know what's going on here. I really don't. Went for the Rage Powder. Okay, you know, this is really weird. This is a weird match. And it clearly says the arrow is on Snarl. Is this lag? Is this, what is going on? What? Oh, okay, he's just gonna go for... He's gonna go for the Giga Drain. He's gonna go for the Giga Drain. He's gonna go for the Giga... I'm gonna switch in my Giga Slash here. Because if he wants to go for a Surf, I could just wide guard the Surf. And if he's gonna go for the Giga Drain, he's not gonna get off much damage on my Giga Slash. And I'm gonna go for the safe Giga Drain onto his... He's not gonna switch out. This is a really weird match. This is really weird. Okay, so I mean, I could get the knockout. I don't think I will get the knockout, but I could. Oh my god, what is that? Like 1 HP? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The rain does stop. I don't think he's gonna switch out. I don't think he's gonna switch out his Politoed now. There's really no point. The Rage Powder doesn't work, so I can't even go for the Rage Powder. He's going to go for the Scold into my... What's going on here? His Poly's going to wake up. His Poly is going to wake up. If his Poly's going to wake up, I'm going to Giga Drain his Poly because he doesn't seem like he's going to be switching out his Poly anyway. It's good. It's going to be a really good play though if he switches into his Heracross, which I'm really afraid of. I just gonna go for this, just the safe play with the Giga Drain. There's no reason to risk it with the Spore onto his Poly. And he's gonna Scold. I'm gonna King Shield. I'm gonna King Shield with my Mega Slash because he's gonna go for the Scold on my Mega Slash. There's no reason not to. Politoed woke up. He's going to go for Surf. Mega Slash is going to protect. It's not going to do much to my Amoonguss. I'm going to get off a Giga Drain knockout his Politoed. He's going to throw out his Heracross, and his Ludicolo is going to take damage from the burn. And he does go for the Scold into my Mega Slash, so I read that good. At least something's going in my way here. I mean, I'm definitely not misclicking. Those clicks where I did the Scold for the Snarl, that wasn't a misclick. I actually clicked Snarl. So I don't know what's going on here, and the Rage Powder is just not working at all. Oh! I know why the Rage Powder isn't working. What am I, retarded? It was raining. Rage Powder doesn't work in the rain. Oh my god, those two wasted turns when I could have Giga Drained over Rage Powder. What is wrong with me? Jim, what are you doing? Pay attention to the goddamn match. There's no rain up right now, so I can go for a Rage Powder now. But do I actually want to go for a Rage Powder? I think he's going to target down my Amoonguss because he can't close combat. None of his moves are going to be effective against my Mega Slash, so what could I do here? So he's going to target down. He's going to Scold my Mega Slash, and then he is going to probably target down my Amoonguss with his Heracross. His Heracross could actually potentially protect. I know that he can't protect with his Ludi because he's probably Assault Vested. So I'm just going to go for the safe Shadow Ball onto his Ludi, protect him with my Amoonguss in case if he does target my Amoonguss with his Heracross. He's not going to protect. So he's going to go for the Pin Missile onto my Amoonguss. That was a good protect. So he's going to get the Scold off onto my Mega Slash, which is fine. If he burns it, it's fine. A special Mega Slash, obviously, with the new Mega Slashes being special. So I just should get the easy knockout Life Orb Mega Slash right here onto his Soul Celeste Ludi. His last Pokemon is going to be his Mega Heracross here. So this is actually a really long battle. It's probably a lot longer than it should be. There's just so many weird things going on. A lot of weird things going on in this battle. So he's just going to disconnect. So I'm just going to get the win for that. Or at least I do believe I get the win for that. Do I get the win for that if they disconnect? I don't know because it didn't show win on there. It's pretty crappy though if I don't get the win. Okay, well, that's it for this episode. I really appreciate for you, well, all of you for joining me for this video. For another video of Pokemon VGC battling, and I'm going to be using this team for the rest of the week, doing, well, at least posting one video onto YouTube, just testing out on the battle spot, just, you know, off camera, so I can actually pay attention to what I'm actually doing. But that was a weird match. I don't think, you know, well, I had all of my Pokemon, so I mean, he probably had no other way to win. That's probably why I did disconnect. But I do hope I get the win for that and get some points for the battle spot so I can climb the ranks. So hopefully next week I'll be ranking like 1600 or something like that. I do really want to get myself in the 1700s and just build my team around itself, and pretty much build it around Mega Altaria. Back out right here so you can actually see my team. I built it around Mega Altaria being Fairy Dragon, so I did have a lot of weaknesses to ice last week, so that's why I kind of switched it around. I really wanted to put a Heatran on my team just to get rid of that weakness to ice, and I also put a Suicune on there because this Suicune is just bulky as hell. I can get the Tailwind up, and I kind of had the Talonflame on my team for the Tailwind, also prior to Tailwind, but I mean, it was just so frail. I could get easily swept by anything that had you know, Rock Slide. It didn't have to be a stab Rock Slide, and it was my fault for not having Protect on the Talonflame, but there's just no point for throwing the Talonflame in there. It could just be one-hit KO'd. It does do a lot of damage if you have Life Orb on it with the Brave Bird, but it was just too frail, so I just threw my Suicune on there. Also has Ice Resistance, and you can keep Tailwind up, recover with the Citrus Berry, and this is a you know, really different team. So what all we want to do is just basically build around that. So that's what we're doing, and you're going to be seeing another video tomorrow. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Take care.